you and I are hosting the CEO Bootcamp in the UK. First time you've brought your CEO Bootcamp to the UK. Who's it for?
Well, it's the first time we brought it outside the United States. So we're excited to come on over to Europe. It's really geared for CEOs and for them to bring their number two so they can dig into ultimately what are the constraints that are holding them back from 10xing to 30xing the organization, whatever that means to them. And it's a chance to do it kind of in a fun, intimate setting and a chance for them to both get some one-on-one time with us, because I don't do any of that personal consulting anymore, and for us to really help them learn from each other. And so it's 3 days of sharing, learning, and a lot of fun.
Fantastic. And what are the types of things that people ask you about in the one-to-one sessions with you?
Well, the big thing that we dig into is I open up my global database, and I'll often get a key guru, CEO, or an investor on the phone right in one of our one-on-ones, so we can make those critical influencer connections to help them scale up. So one of them is, hey, can you help me get to so-and-so that's critical to my business? And then the other one I think that they're really focused on is often how do they blend both their business life and their personal life. And since it is a much more intimate setting, we're able to kind of jump into those really critical topics. Because man, if things are not going well in your personal life, it can affect the business for sure.
And what are maybe 3 or 4 highlights that you've had from these sessions when you've run them in the States that really still tickle you?
Many folks know YPO, the Young Presidents Organization. We have a lot of those members that come. And McKeel Hagerty at the time, Hagerty Insurance, was coming off his chairmanship, where you have to almost kind of give up your company while you're doing that. And he called me and said, Verne, I got to get my head back into the business. And I need to figure out how I can get us now to $1 billion. I said, all right, bring it on. And he ends the session on Friday and says, look, not only do I have a clear path to $1 billion, but I can see billions. And 36 months later, he went public, north of $3 billion market cap via SPAC. And he absolutely credits those 3.5 days. The last one was we had a CEO come who'd been an earlier client of ours who was in line to become CEO of Raytheon. So, I mean, we get some real high-powered CEOs that come into this thing. And so we came in and said, hey, I need to get prepared to run this multi-billion-dollar company. And at the end of it, he said, you know what? I don't want to do it. I'm going to go out and launch. No, I'm going to go out, get the old gang back together, because Raytheon had acquired his company. He's going to get the old gang back together, and we're going to go scale another monster. They're already at 100 million and on their way to $250 million. So that's the kind of, crazy decisions and conversations that we have at the CEO Bootcamp.